Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and in this video I've got 3 replays for you in the tier 6 Mercenary Premium Heavy Tank, the Absolution. The Absolution is Mercenary Tank, obviously, which I've just said. So coming up, what we'll do is I'll just run through the equipment and the perks that I use on this tank. So I've got gun rammer, optics and advanced gun lane drive. And then on the perks I have the usual bits, so be born leader, rapid reload, 6th sense, steady aim, snapshot, run and gun, situational awareness, trap mechanic and armor angling. So the Absolution, what is it? What's it made up of? So it's a combination of German and French tanks. Now I believe that you've got a German Panther M10 chassis with a Porsche turret, and then the gun is French, and that's based on my assumption for what I've looked at. It doesn't actually say or give me any indication when I'm sort of looking through the tanks in the garage, so please correct me if I'm wrong on that, but that is my take on that. I think the gun is French. It certainly feels like it, sort of lower tier French. It's quite low alpha. So the good points of this tank is it has great DPM, it has real fast firing gun. I mean the reload is 4.2 second base, but I mean I've got mine down to 2.8 seconds, which is pretty insane at tier 6 if I'm honest. You have so you do 135 damage on your AP and APCR rounds. Take note, there is no HE on this tank, so all you get is AP and APCR. You have excellent shell velocity on those AP APCR rounds as well. I think it's over 1200 on the premium rounds. It's really good. Over 1100 on your AP. So yeah, the shell velocity is lightning quick on this tank, which is really nice. I really like that. I've always been a sucker for good shell velocity. You've got 8 degrees of gun depression. It's very trolly armor on the hull. The hull can bounce a hell of a lot. And the turret can bounce as well. Just be careful of that cupola. That big cupola is quite a weak point on that turret, so if you ever come up against one of these, just aim straight for the cupola. You'll pen every time. It's so easy to pen. It's got okay top speed, I think 48 kilometers an hour, but it's very average power to weight ratio, so although it can get to sort of a high top speed, it takes a long time to get there. And you got okay accuracy at 0.34, and it's fairly good at 1.24 on the move, so not bad accuracy to be fair. I think the gun does feel quite snappy, does feel quite nice. The bad points on this is it does have a slow reverse speed. The big cupola I've just mentioned obviously on top, which is the weak point. You've got slow traverse speeds on this tank, and you've got 350 meter view range, which isn't great. I guess probably average at tier 6. 20% fire chance, which does get set on fire a fair old amount, so be careful of that. You've got 2.3 second aim time, which isn't too bad. I guess it's probably on sort of the derpier side, but again, it's not something I really notice, but worth taking note of. And the low alpha, I think, on the gun can be quite problematic at higher tiers. It's great when you're top tier because you can absolutely shred, but when you're coming up against tier 8s, I mean those 1000 hit points can quickly disappear, and so you've got to be careful of the trades, and you really have to support. I think when you're top tier, you can kind of go guns a-blazing quite a bit. I think it's probably recommended as well because the games can go so quickly in tier 6 that you really need to keep up with the damage to ensure that you're going to be, you're putting in a good amount at the end of the game. And I must admit, this took quite a while to ace, to be honest, just because the damage just got deleted really quickly, and it was a real struggle to just keep getting the damage when the games are just over so quickly. So keep that gun firing, and just keep it working as quickly and as much as possible. But when you come up against tier 8s, I think you need to just be I think you need to be more passive. You need to play more of a support role. Perhaps try and sort of be in a position where you can track more. the fast firing gun allows for it. Okay, the caliber isn't that high, so you may not track all the time, but where you can, where it is possible to track those sort of tier 7s, tier 8s, perhaps get in that position where you can pick up more assists rather than damage. And like I say, be wary of the trades, play off of other people, and just don't put yourself in a situation where you're going to be the target and you're going to get shredded quickly. So there we go, bit of an overview on the tank, and the first replay on Fjords, we come top of the board with 5 kills, 3.5k damage, just over 100 assists with 1900 blocks. So you can see the armor's quite trolly there. Only the first class, like I say, this tank, it really did feel like a bit of a struggle to, I mean, we were top tier, so, it's kind of not surprising. But yeah, it's... That's sort of my take on that, a bit of an overview of the tank. And again, we're on Pilsen, we're really sort of quite high top tier there, so it's going to be one of those where we're going to have to try and make sure that we put in as much damage as possible, and that's exactly what we're going to try and do. We're on, being on Pilsen, we can play this armor to our advantage because we can side scrape, which is something that the Absolution can do very well, because German boxy armor, and we all know German boxy armor is absolutely fantastic at side scraping 95% of the time. There's always that little odd 5% where people are clever and they may be able to hit your turret if they aim it right, but overall, when you're top tier as well, you're not exactly going to be playing against super unis. So and I don't mean that disrespectfully, it's just a lot of people sort of do play when they're sort of playing bottom tier, they're not so great, or just starting out, or just learning, whatever. Like I say, it's no disrespect, it's just that's the nature of it, and that's how it should be, I guess. You should be, the new players should be at that level, should be learning, and I shouldn't be playing this because it's totally unfair. And it is unfair. This tank is, he's very good. It's not a favourite of mine. I don't know why. I just found it a bit of an awkward sod, but I think overall it is a very good tank, and it is quite strong, and it does really, really play well when you get it into those situations where you can use your armour to great effect, and you can keep that gun firing. You can have an absolute field day. And like I say, I don't play this tank very often, and also, being sort of lower tier, try not to, because morally it's not really fair, is it? When you're sort of playing against players like this, this KB1, poor guy's side on, doesn't know how to side scrape, he's obviously new to the game. He is hitting me, fair play, but he's dead. And it's not really balanced for the game, is it? So so that's sort of one of the reasons. I mean, I just want to sort of get some games in this, and just do play lower tiers every now and then, sort of when higher tiers are getting a bit boring or whatever, a bit stale, but I don't make a habit of it. I try not to anyway, unless I'm grinding for something or playing something particularly because I want to get a video out on it. And that's exactly what I'm doing with the Absolution here. Played it to get some videos out and show you guys what it's all about. So, how have we got on in this game? Not great. we've put in some damage, but trying to chase that damage and make sure that we're getting a piece of that damage every time. We've not really traded our hit points very well, and we have been hit quite hard. And this tank, the armour isn't as good as what it used to be. I don't know if that's just because I think this has had some nerfs to the armour, because I think it needed it. Because when it first came out, everyone was like, this is crazy, this is a stupid tank, it's ridiculous, it's OP, blah blah blah. And I think Wargame did respond to that, if I remember rightly. And I think there was a bit of an armour nerf to it. I could be wrong. Again, correct me if I am wrong, because I'm only human. I am open to making mistakes, and I haven't looked back at the updates when this was potentially nerfed, because if it was a hell of a long time ago. And trolling through records to try and set that straight, I just don't really have the time. Should, but I don't have the time. So if you know, correct me. If not, then it obviously did get nerfed. Anyway, so its armour isn't as effective as what it used to be. You know, obviously it's been out for a long time, so people know where to pen. You know, and that boxy armour on the hull, it is troll, but it's not impenetrable. It can be penned. You know, the lower plate can be penned, side flat on can be penned, but it can be trolly. You can bounce a lot. I've shot the sides of these and completely bounced. It's just one of those tanks that can be really frustrating to play against when you are sort of tier 6 or tier 5, because it can be a bit of a beast. When angled, when played right, it will bounce. And even flat on the side, it can still bounce every now and then. It's just a very infuriating tank. So on Pilsen here, it's quite even. We're losing the game by 1 tank. So we've leveled up the game now. So it's quite close to 319 hit points. So we can trade a little bit. We just need to obviously avoid tanks that do hit hard, like tank destroyers. This tier 6 Jaegeru, I should be able to take a hit from. We take out the boogie. The boogie, obviously, if it's running the big gun, that could have been quite dangerous. We're going to try and see if we can get a shot into the T67. We do, and we've put this game down to a 5v2. We've got 5 kills already. It'd be great to get a top gun. We've tracked that medium tank in place. We're picking up track assistance here. We're up to 2.9k damage and 733 track assist. A little bit of spotting, I think, as well. There's only 1 tank left, and we know exactly where he is. He's completely given his position away. He's in the cat, and now it is just a race to try and get there. And we've hit our top speed, so we're doing okay. We can get over there pretty quickly, which is good. And we should be able to penetrate this tank. I've loaded the APCR, I think, because I was wanting to make sure that I actually penetrated this and didn't fumble it like a complete spoon. Obviously being on 319 hit points as well. I sort of wanted to make sure that I was trading properly. This medium tank is coming in, and we're going to try and see if we can get the shot. We do pick up the 6th kill and breaking the 3k barrier there. So yeah, nice end to the game there. Glad we managed to squeeze that shot in, and yeah, we come top of the board again with 6 kills, just over 3k damage there. Like I say, 733 assists. I think majority of that was track assist. And again, we only picked up the first class, but we were top tier. Like I say, if you are, I think if this was a tier 8 game, you've been hitting majority of tier 8s or tier 7s, you probably would have picked up an ace. But yeah, nevertheless, we saved the best till last, and here we are on Severogorsk. I'm going to say that looks like Severogorsk. Yes, it is Severogorsk, in the top left-hand corner. Honestly, sometimes I amaze at my own stupidity. Yes, Severogorsk. So we are going to move up to the ball zone. We are bottom tier. We are platooned up with our good friends Kingpin and Mass. I'm going to assume Mass is playing artillery, because it's usually Mass and artillery, because he's that type of person. And yeah, I'm not sure what Kingpin is running, but he's in the medium. He's going to be behind us. And yeah, I'm just kind of, again, just sort of getting into, I'm not going to get into the brawl zone, but I'm hoping to play that support role. But as it stands, I'm the first one here, so this could be interesting. I think I kind of went with this mindset that I was probably going to die early, so I just do what I can and yeah, see how it goes. I do do that quite a lot. Sometimes there isn't a thought process on the strategy. It is just literally, yeah, hope and see. So yeah, we do get a shot into that dragon, but we do take a shot in return. But because we're side scraping and we were shooting Hesh, didn't fully pen. So we're quite lucky at that. Also, this tank has a lot of spaced armor on the side there. So HE and heat, you're gonna, well, heat shells, they're not gonna pen basically. They'll just bounce off you. Well, they just won't pen because of spaced armor, and that's how spaced armor works. We do get a shot into that Drogon. That Drogon tries firing back and wanting to take out that Drogon because I know he's firing Hesh, but also obviously it's quite a hard hitting tank. But there is the Firefly here, and we know we're going to penetrate that guy. It's actually Mass that's in the medium tank. It's Kingpin in the artillery. So there we go. Luckily, we squared that off. Apologies to Mass, but, you know, assumptions. Now, we're angled up, so this Firefly can't penetrate us, and we do get a shot in return. Heat shells, you know, they're not going to pen basically. They'll just bounce off you. Well, they just won't pen because of spaced armor. And that's how spaced armor works. We do get a shot into that Drogon. That Drogon tries firing back and wanting to take out that Drogon because I know he's firing Hesh, but, you know, assumptions. Now, we're angled up, so this Firefly can't penetrate us, and we do get a shot in return. again, just keeping an eye on the left. I don't want to overpeak and get shot by a tier 8. I'm kind of thinking that's why this Firefly might be tucking in a little bit. There are some tanks around the left, so we do need to be careful of that. We are getting shots into this Firefly, and we have put him down to a 1-shot. Now we can see his heavy tanks come around. What is it? Tiger 131. Get a nice shot into the Armour there. That's a good first shot. It'd be nice to detonate that Armour. But then this Iron Rain comes out. I don't really want a piece of that. So Tiger 131 has put himself right next to the Firefly, and he's given us some of his armour. Again, I'm just keeping an eye on that Iron Rain, so do not want to get hit by the Iron Rain. If the Iron Rain's got full clip, he'll clip me out. Well, he only needs 2 shots to be fair. Bounce a shot off the Firefly, but we do get some shots in, and these guys are not doing a very good job of getting rid of me here. They moved into this position, but they're not really done a good job of taking me out. And we've just absolutely fed off of this Firefly and this Tiger 131. Now, obviously, 131 has a lot of hit points, so yeah, and I think we've pretty much taken all those hit points, and we've not taken any shots in return. If we did, it was a HE shot, and we're not fussed about that. That's fine. So that was a very, very good trade there. We're already up to 2.1k damage, but you can see the game is running away already. We did lose mass, unfortunately, in the melee. This Iron Rain is still alive. I've just seen he's fired 1 shot. Now it looks like he's crossing. I think he could be reloading, so you know what, I'm going to get some shots while this guy, yeah, he's definitely on reload, because if he was loaded, if that was me, I would have just taken the shots and just got rid of me there and then. Got a shot into that air mates, and we set him on fire. That is a very, very nice shot. A nice bit of luck there, and he gets taken out by a Sturm mill, but luckily, you know, with that fire we picked up 2.9k. Again, just being careful of the Iron Rain, but we've got Goranich with us that is going to provide a little bit of support now. I'm going to use him as a bit of a shield, try and play off him, but he backs off, and we can count the shots again. The Iron Rain is taking 2 shots now. His Citadel is coming in, and we get a shot onto that Citadel. We take the last shot off the Iron Rain. That's absolutely fine, because we know he's on reload now. There's only 2 tanks left, so again, it's all about the trade, and the trade went well. It went absolutely fine, because, you know, 48 hit points left. We're willing to take a shot if it meant we could get in and get rid of that Iron Rain. So that's the importance of counting shots. You know, when you're coming up against an auto loader, it's always good to count the shots, because if you know that they're on their last shot, you can take that trade, and that's exactly what I've done. And there we go. We got 3.2k damage, and I think we've probably come top of the board. Yes, we have come top of the board. 3.2k damage there. So it wasn't actually it wasn't insane damage gain. It wasn't insane kills either. I only got 3 kills. 500 assists, 300 blocks, but we did pick up the ace tanker. The majority of our kills were on, you know, higher tier tanks. So yeah, there we go. That is the Absolution, and yeah, a very, very good tier 6 tank. So yeah, if you ever get the opportunity to get it, do, you know, especially if you do play tier 6, if you enjoy tier 6 and heavy tanks, in particularly sort of boxy armored heavy tanks, and yeah, that tank is definitely going to be for you. And yeah, it's quite strong. So there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do give us a like and subscribe, because it does always help the channel. Feel free to leave a comment as well if you got it. What do you think of it? If you want to get it, are you going to get it when it comes out next? And yeah, so as always, guys, I will catch you next time.